Space was never quiet, it only looked quiet. In the deep black behind drifting dust clouds and frozen asteroids, something was always watching, always moving, always waiting. For centuries, the Galactic Council believed they understood every threat in the stars, but they forgot one thing: humans were still out there, and humans did not forget. The observation deck high above a red dwarf star, the Galactic Council's largest station, floated in silence. Inside, diplomats of 12 species argued as usual, loud, confident, and arrogant. The Deathworlders, the humans, were again the topic. They expand too fast, hissed the blue-scaled Zethar Prime. They do not respect borders, clicked a tall insectoid war leader. They act like they own every sector they enter. The council chair, a tall, pale creature with 4 eyes, waved 4 hands tiredly. Humans are emotional, it said. Ignore them long enough and they calm down. The others nodded. They always believed humans were harmless troublemakers, loud, stubborn, impulsive. But deep inside, every one of them feared a single word: Deathworlder. A species born on a planet so deadly that no other creature in the galaxy could survive there for more than a few hours. A species evolved under constant danger: storms, predators, poisons, disasters. A species built from struggle. Yet the council still pretended humans were easy to push. Incoming distress signals. Suddenly, alarms echoed through the chamber. A small drone floated in, lights flashing yellow. Urgent message, it buzzed, from Patrol Sector 9. The council paused. Sector 9 was quiet space. Nothing ever went wrong there. The message played, static, background screaming, explosions, then a human voice, young, panicked, but clear. This is the Terran scout ship Frontrunner. We are under attack by the Zalvani patrol. They fired without warning. Our engines are failing, requesting immediate. The message cut off with a violent blast. Silence filled the chamber. The council members exchanged nervous looks. The Zalvani representative tried to act brave. Humans exaggerate. Maybe they fired first. But everyone felt it. Something terrible had started. Back on Earth, far from the council chambers, a man named Admiral Marcus Hale stood in the war room of the Terran Defense Command. The room was dim, glowing blue with holographic star maps. Officers stood frozen, staring at the replay of the message the council had heard. The dying human voice, the explosion, the fear. Hale's jaw tightened. He had warned the council countless times, stop pushing us. One day we will push back. Today was that day. Admiral, said his second-in-command, Commander Liara Torres, we confirmed it. The Frontrunner never fired a shot. The aliens attacked first. Hale nodded once, not angry. Not surprised, just calm, too calm. What about survivors? One escape pod escaped the blast, she said. Signal is weak. They're drifting in hostile space. Hale exhaled slowly, a human alone, scared, injured, surrounded by aliens who believed humans were beneath them. That's enough, Hale said. Prepare the fleet. Torres blinked. You mean all of it, all of it? The survivor in a lonely escape pod rotating slowly in the dark. The surviving officer of the Frontrunner breathed heavily, clutching his bleeding shoulder. His name was Lieutenant Aaron Cole. Every minute his pod spun once, revealing flashes of distant stars. His oxygen was dropping, his lights were dying, and alien hunters searched the sector, eager to capture a human alive. Cole coughed and activated the emergency beacon again. Anyone receiving, this is Lieutenant Cole. I am alive. I repeat, alive. Static answered. His eyes drifted closed. He wasn't afraid of dying. Deathworlders learned to accept death from childhood. But he hated that the aliens would twist the truth, that humans were aggressive lunatics. He whispered to himself, someone will come. Humans always come for their own. The council reacts. The Galactic Council replayed the message again and again. One voice finally trembled. We attacked them. We attacked a Deathworlder scout. And now? Asked another. The reply came not from a diplomat, but from a terrified censor officer entering the chamber. Sirs, new reading, massive human fleet movement, multiple capital ships, hundreds of escorts. They are charging their jump drives. Toward us, the council chair asked. The officer nodded shakily. Yes, straight toward council space. Every alien fell silent. The human fleet prepares back on Earth. Admiral Hale stood aboard the flagship TDS Resolute, watching engineers load weapons and activate shield generators. Rows of human soldiers marched aboard, focused, fearless, disciplined. Hale addressed them. Many years we tolerated disrespect, we tried peace, we accepted insults, but today they attacked one of our own. His voice echoed across every ship in the fleet. Humans do not start wars, but if someone harms us, we finish them. A roar of approval answered. Humans were emotional, yes. But humans were also united when threatened. The engine cores powered up, glowing bright blue. Meanwhile, the councils panicked. The council tried sending messages to Earth. We regret the misunderstanding. It was an accident. We are willing to negotiate. Humanity did not respond. Not yet. The aliens gathered again in a hurry. We must stop them, shouted the Zalvani representative. With what? Asked another. Humans are insane. They adapt too fast. Their ships repair themselves during battle. Their soldiers fight even when injured. And have you seen their planet? One shouted. It tries to kill them every day and they just laugh and drink coffee. Panic spread, but it was too late. The rescue mission as the massive fleet prepared for war, a smaller, faster ship, the stealth ship Shadow Lance, received a special mission. Commander Liara Torres herself would lead it. Cole is alive, she said. We bring him home before the fleet arrives. The Shadow Lance jumped alone into Sector 9. Inside the escape pod, Cole drifted in and out of consciousness. He heard faint engines, human engines, his eyes opened. A dark, sleek ship decloaked beside him. Human voices filled his comms. Lieutenant Cole, this is Commander Torres. Hold on, we've got you. Cole laughed weakly. I told myself humans come back. Alien patrol intercepts, but before the rescue could complete, 3 alien ships appeared, Zalvani hunters. Human vessel 1 growled over comms. You are violating our territory. Leave the Deathworlder and depart. Commander Torres' voice was ice. He is one of ours. We don't leave our own. This is your final warning. Torres smirked. We don't do warnings. The human ship fired once, clean, precise, merciless. All 3 alien vessels exploded in silent flashes. Cole stared from his pod, tears forming. Humans, he whispered, we really are monsters to them. No, Torres said through the comms, we're loyal. That's scarier than monsters. They pulled him aboard. The message Earth sends back. When the Council tried contacting Earth again, they finally received a reply, a single message from Admiral Hale. This is not negotiation, this is notification. Every alien leaned in. You attacked us, you lied, you tried to kill a human officer, we are coming. The message ended with 3 chilling words, prepare for consequence. The Council's fear, the Council chamber erupted. We cannot fight them. They are just one species that takes nothing lying down. They will destroy us. The Council chair slammed its staff. Silence, what do humans want? Nobody answered because nobody knew. Humans never fought for conquest. They never demanded territory. They never acted like tyrants, which made them unpredictable, and unpredictability was fear. The human fleet jumps in the darkness of space. The Terran fleet aligned in a perfect formation. Thousands of engines glowed like blue suns. Admiral Hale sat in his command chair. Jump, space itself tore open. The Terran fleet disappeared into the unknown. Behind them, Earth grew quiet again. Waiting, watching, ready. Final scene, suspense, end of part 1 on the Council station. Alarms blared, human ships were arriving. A trembling officer shouted, they're here, the Deathworlders are here. The stars outside twisted and cracked as human ships jumped in row after row of massive carriers, cruisers, and destroyers. The Council members stared in horror, and then a huge shadow appeared. The flagship TDS Resolute, covered in glowing dark armor, slid into view like a rising titan. Admiral Hale's voice broadcast across every channel. This is the Terran Fleet. You attacked us, now you face us. The screen cut out, silence. Everyone in the Council realized the same truth. This was not a negotiation, this was judgment, and it had only just begun. The human fleet hung in space like a wall of steel and fire. Dozens of massive ships formed a perfect battle line. Their engines glowed blue, their hulls shining with strange markings, the kind aliens had never seen before. From the Galactic Council station, aliens stared through their giant viewing windows. Their hearts pounded, their scales shivered, their antennae twitched in panic. No one had expected this. Humans came not with a warning shot, but with an armada. Inside the Council chamber, chaos filled the huge chamber. Leaders of 12 different species shouted over each other. They came to destroy us. We must surrender now. This is the Deathworlder revenge. We cannot reason with them. The Council chair slammed its metal staff again and again. Silence. The chamber fell quiet, but fear remained thick in the air. We must understand their goal, the chair said. Humans do not attack blindly. A timid voice spoke from the back. They want respect and justice. Everyone turned. It was Elder Vohan, the oldest member of the Council. He was frail, with pale green skin and cloudy eyes, but his voice was certain. You all forget, he said softly. Humans do not fight for territory. They fight when someone harms their people. A heavy silence followed, then the alarms blared again. The human flagship was broadcasting a new message. A human message like a blade. The screen lit up with Admiral Marcus Hale's face. His eyes were calm, focused, almost cold. This is the Terran Defense Fleet, he said. You attacked our scout ship. You attempted to kill our officer. We demand accountability. One alien shouted back at the screen, though Hale could not hear him. We already apologized. But Hale continued, you do not understand apology. You only fear consequence. He leaned closer to the camera. Today you learn. The message ended. The Council leaders trembled. What does he mean by that? Whispered one. Nobody answered. On the human flagship, planning the operation inside the TDS Resolute, Admiral Hale stood with his commanders around a circular hologram table. Blue light illuminated their faces. Commander Torres placed her hand on the map. Recon ships report the aliens are preparing a defensive shield around the station. Hale nodded. They knew we were coming. Should we fire first? One captain asked. Hale shook his head slowly. No, we do not start wars, but we will show them that we finish them. He zoomed the hologram. A small blinking dot appeared. That is Sector Delta 3, Hale said, where Lieutenant Cole was attacked. The officers grew silent. Cole's rescue had been the final spark. Now the humans would deliver justice. We hit their patrol base, Hale said. We show the Council we will not tolerate violence against our people. Commander Torres raised a question. What if they resist? Hale looked around the room. Then we respond with full force. The officers nodded. Humans did not like war, but they knew how to win one. The alien defense mobilizes on the Council station. An emergency broadcast rang through every corridor. Alien soldiers hurried into armored suits. Drones scrambled into formation. Shield generators hummed awake, surrounding the station in a shimmering bubble of blue energy. General Zarthos, a tall insectoid commander, marched into the chamber. We have activated all defenses, he said. Will it hold? Someone asked nervously. Zarthos hesitated. Against humans, I do not know. Every alien froze. Zarthos continued. They fight like cornered beasts. They repair their ships in minutes. They charge into fire without fear. Their planet taught them pain, hunger, storms, predators. They learned to endure anything. The Council chair swallowed hard, and they are coming here. Meanwhile, the survivor recovers in a medical bay aboard the Shadow Lance. Lieutenant Aaron Cole lay on a bed. His shoulder was bandaged. His body still shook from the trauma. Commander Torres stood beside him. You did good, Lieutenant, she said calmly. Cole gave a weak smile. Do they know out there that you survived? She asked. Yes, and they're angry. Cole looked at the window where he could see the human fleet assembling. I didn't think they would come this fast. Torres folded her arms. Humans run toward danger when family is hurt. Cole chuckled. Family, so I guess the galaxy picked the wrong species to bully. Torres smiled softly. They're going to learn that today. Human fleet approaches the station. The Terran fleet moved like a single organism, silent, focused, powerful, no chaotic movement, no fear, just purpose. As they neared the station, alien ships attempted to form a blockade, small fighters, medium cruisers, even a massive dreadnought. Compared to human ships, they looked like toys. The alien dreadnought transmitted, Human fleet, this is your final warning, turn back. Admiral Hale responded with a single sentence, step aside. No, the alien commander barked, this is our space. Hale nodded once, then you chose the wrong day. The first strike, the alien dreadnought fired its plasma cannons, bright green beams shot across space. But the human fleet was ready. The Resolute shields flared but held strong. Hale spoke calmly. Target their weapons, no fatal shots. Human railguns fired, silent, bright, precise. The dreadnought's cannons exploded, its engines went dark, the alien crews panicked. They disabled us in one volley. How is that possible? What are humans? The Terran response was cold, efficient. One by one alien ships stood down or fled. The humans didn't chase, they didn't gloat, they simply continued their path toward the station. Inside the council chamber, pure panic, they are disabling everything. Shouted a guard, they are not killing but they're unstoppable. They want us alive, someone cried, that is worse. The council chair clutched its staff. What do they want? Why won't they tell us? Elder Vohan whispered, they already told us, they want accountability. General Zarthos hissed, we should surrender. No, shouted the Zalvani representative, the one whose patrol had fired on the humans. This is only a scare tactic, but the others stared at him with venom. You caused this, one spat, you provoked the Deathworlders. You lied to the council, another shouted. You said humans were weak. The Zalvani trembled. Humans are weak, they're emotional, reckless, fragile. A calm voice came from the doorway. And yet here we stand. Everyone turned, a hologram flickered to life, showing Admiral Hale. The council froze like statues. The face of the Deathworlders, Admiral Hale, stood tall, hands behind his back. You attacked our scout ship, Hale said. You tried to kill our officer. The council chair tried to remain firm. We already apologized. You apologized because you fear us, Hale interrupted. Not because you respect us. The chair could not answer. Hale continued. You treat humans as lesser. You treat Earth as a chaotic world. You tell us to obey, to stay quiet, to follow your rules. His eyes hardened, and yet when we try, you push us harder. Elder Vohan slowly bowed his head. What do you seek? Hale's answer was simple. Truth. The evidence. Hale pressed a button. A hologram projection filled the chamber. Recordings from Cole's ship, audio logs, sensor data. It showed the truth. The Zalvani fired first. The humans did nothing to provoke. The council gasped. The Zalvani representative stepped back, face pale. It was a misunderstanding. Hale's voice dropped to a deadly calm tone. Attempted murder is not a misunderstanding. The demand. The council asked meekly, what do you want from us? Admiral Hale stepped forward. I want the Zalvani captain who ordered the attack. Gasps filled the chamber. That is an act of war, the Zalvani representative shouted. This is war, Hale replied, because you made it one. The room fell silent. The countdown. Hale's final words struck deeper than any weapon. You have 1 hour. 1 hour for what? The chair asked nervously. Hale looked around the room. To hand over the one responsible or we take action. His hologram faded, the chamber shivered with fear, and the countdown began. On every screen inside the Galactic Council station, a red timer pulsed 59:59, 59:58, 59:57, 1 hour. 1 hour to hand over the Zalvani captain, 1 hour to avoid human justice. No alien in the station had ever felt time move so fast or so heavy. The council fractures. 12 alien leaders gathered again in the chamber, but now the room felt smaller, darker, tighter. Panic floated like smoke in the air. The council chair spoke first, its 4 eyes wide. "We cannot surrender one of our own," it said. "It sets a dangerous precedent." Admiral Zarthos clicked angrily. "And if we do not, humans will break through our shields. They will take the captain by force. They will humiliate us. They will destroy us," shouted another. The Zalvani representative, pale and sweating, protested loudly. "This is absurd. Humans cannot tell us what to do. If we yield, we look weak." Elder Vohan's voice cracked through the noise. "You already look weak." Everyone froze. The old elder continued. "Strength is not loud pride. Strength is facing consequence, and we have not faced anything. We hide behind lies." The Zalvani slammed the table. "You speak like a traitor." "No," Vohan replied softly. "I speak like someone who wishes to live." Silence. Outside the station, the massive human fleet stayed in perfect formation, cold, still watching. The timer reached 55:12 on the human flagship. Admiral Marcus Hale stood on the command bridge of the TDS Resolute. The bridge was quiet, lit only by holographic maps and shifting blue lights from computer terminals. Every officer watched the countdown without blinking. Commander Torres joined him, her face calm but sharp. "Council traffic is increasing," she said. "They're arguing. Some want to surrender the captain, some want to fight." Hale folded his arms. "Typical. Aliens expect unity from us but can't manage it themselves." "They underestimated us," Torres said. "They always do." Hale nodded slightly. "Status on the escort fleets. All ships ready, weapons on standby, shield capacitors holding at full power, and the special teams waiting for your order." Hale stared at the council station through the viewport. A large blue energy shield shimmered around it like a bubble. "They have 1 hour," Hale said softly. "A chance to show honesty, a chance to avoid a pointless war." Torres glanced at him. "And if they choose lies, then?" Hale answered, "We show them what a Deathworlder response truly looks like." Inside the station, the captains feared deep in a fortified prison wing. The Zalvani captain, Captain Raltsek, sat inside a glowing containment field. His claws tapped nervously against the metal floor. 2 alien guards watched him. "Are they really coming for me?" Raltsek whispered. "Humans," the guard scoffed. "They are emotional fools. They only scare you." But Raltsek shook his head. "No, you did not see the human ship we attacked. We fired plasma shots that would tear apart most cruisers, and it survived. It escaped. It adapted." The guard frowned. "You mean it changed its shields or?" "No," Raltsek said. "It changed its tactics, instantly, as if the human on board felt no fear at all." The guard stayed quiet. Raltsek continued, voice trembling. "Humans don't fight like other species. They don't think like us. They don't retreat when wounded. They push harder." He swallowed. "And now they want me." A secret meeting back in the council chamber. A hidden door slid open. 6 high-ranking aliens entered, members of the Inner Circle, a secret political group even the council feared. They wore dark robes with glowing symbols. The council chair stiffened. "You were not summoned." "We do not need summoning," the Inner Circle leader said. "This crisis has grown beyond your control." Elder Vohan frowned. "What do you intend?" The robed alien replied. "We intend to ensure the Zalvani captain is not taken. Humans cannot be allowed to set terms. If we bend once, we bend forever." Another whispered, "Better war than servitude." General Zarthos snapped. "You fools, war with humans is suicide. It is better to die with honor," the robed alien hissed, "than kneel to Deathworlders." The council chamber erupted. "Your pride will kill us," Vohan shouted. The Inner Circle leader smiled coldly. "Perhaps, but humans will not take our captain. We will hide him somewhere they cannot reach." The council chair slammed its staff. "You cannot do this," but the Inner Circle was already gone. The captain vanishes. When the council's security team reached the prison wing, the containment field was broken. Captain Raltsek was gone. A single message was left behind. "He is under our protection now." The council froze. "No, no, no, no." The chair screamed. "This is disaster. Humans will think we are defying them." General Zarthos muttered darkly. "We are defying them." The chair trembled. "This is not my doing. Someone must tell the humans. The humans find out inside the Resolute." A sensor officer spoke urgently. "Admiral, the council is moving something. Small transport, heavy escort, leaving from the station's lower bay." Hale raised an eyebrow. "What are they moving?" "Unknown, but they're hiding it." Torres's eyes narrowed. "They're moving the captain." Hale nodded once. "They made their choice." He turned to his officers. "Prep the strike teams." The alien transport escapes the station. Under the station's belly, a dark red transport ship slipped out, cloaked in special stealth plating. 6 escort fighters hovered protectively around it. Inside, Captain Raltsek sat cuffed to a seat, surrounded by robed Inner Circle guards. "Where are you taking me?" he demanded. "A safe place." One said, "Where humans cannot find you." Raltsek's eyes widened. "You fools, this will provoke them further." But the guards said nothing more. The human strike team deploys back on the Resolute. A squad of elite human marines, black-armored, silent, precise, stood ready near the hangar bay. Their commander, Captain Nadia Reese, addressed them. "The council chose deception. They tried to move the target. We are retrieving him." She pointed at the holo map. "The alien transport is 10 minutes out. Minimal escorts. They think stealth can hide them." A Marine chuckled, stealth against humans, bad idea. Reese nodded, we intercept, we board, we take the captain alive, no unnecessary kills, we're not there for blood, we're there for justice. She pointed, move out. The chase begins. The alien transport raced through an asteroid field, weaving between giant rocks. The escort scanned frantically. Where are the humans? One alien pilot shouted, they can't track us. They always track us. Suddenly, a human stealth frigate decloaked above them like a predator emerging from the dark. It spoke only 2 words, stand down. The escorts panicked, firing wildly. The human frigate dodged effortlessly, then fired EMP bolts, disabling every escort in seconds. The transport tried to flee, the humans locked on. Captain Reese's voice echoed through the enemy ship's hull, prepare for boarding. Aboard the alien transport, alarms wailed, the ship shook violently, the inner circle guards panicked. They found us how? Captain Rautzek whispered, because humans learn, because humans adapt, because humans never stop. The hatch exploded inward, smoke and sparks filled the corridor. Human Marines entered, silent, focused, weapons glowing blue. The inner circle tried to fight. They lasted 9 seconds. Soon the Marines surrounded Rautzek. Captain Reese stepped forward, you're coming with us. Rautzek lowered his head, I know. The final message. Minutes later, the human frigate transmitted a message to the Council. The hologram showed Captain Rautzek in human custody, alive, unhurt. Admiral Hale spoke, you tried to hide him, you tried to deceive us yet again, and still we did not kill him. The council members stared, terrified. Hale continued, we are not here to destroy you, but we will never allow lies to stand. He paused. You now have one choice left. Do you stand with truth or do you stand with those who hide from it? The council chamber fell silent. The timer reached 0000 and war hung in the air like a blade. The deadline reached 0. The red countdown across every council screen flashed, then disappeared, but nothing happened. No explosions, no laser fire. No invasion, just silence. Some aliens relaxed, some sighed in relief. But Elder Vohan whispered the truth. This silence means humans are deciding. Every alien froze. Humans did not rush. Humans acted when ready. Humans waited for the right moment, and sometimes waiting was more frightening than war itself. The council's shame in the main chamber. Captain Rautzek's capture replayed again and again. Hale's message echoed like a storm. You tried to hide him. Tried to deceive us, and still we did not kill him. The council chair felt humiliation burn deep in its chest. Aliens around the table stared at their claws, their tentacles, their metallic hands, none daring to meet each other's eyes. We look weak, the Zalvani representative whispered. General Zarthos snapped, we are weak. Humans exposed us. The chair slammed its staff. The inner circle caused this. They took the captain. They disobeyed direct orders. The room buzzed. Where is the inner circle now? Did they flee the station? Are they planning something else? Do humans know about them? Fear spread again, but Vohan raised his hand. Enough. Humans want justice. They do not want our collapse, but if we continue to lie, if we continue to hide, they will treat us as enemies. The council stared, and in a war against Deathworlders, he whispered, we do not survive. Aboard the human flagship inside the TDS Resolute, Admiral Hale stood at the observation deck. Below him lay Captain Rautzek, locked inside a secure human cell, bright, clean, monitored. Rautzek did not speak. He didn't ask for release. He didn't resist. He only watched Hale from behind reinforced glass. At last, Rautzek spoke quietly, I know you think me a monster. Hale didn't turn. No, he replied, I think you are a product of arrogance, and arrogance is common in this galaxy. Rautzek sighed. You want me to admit guilt? No, Hale said calmly. I want you to tell the truth for once. Rautzek gripped the metal bench inside his cell. I gave the attack order, he said softly, but not out of hatred, out of fear. Hale slowly turned. Fear of what? Rautzek swallowed. Fear of humans. Hale raised an eyebrow. We've never threatened you. That makes it worse, Rautzek cried. You fight like you don't fear anything. You survive things that would kill us. Adapt too fast. You grow too fast. You change everything. He dropped his head, and we don't understand you. Hale stared at him for a long moment. That is not an excuse for murder. No, Rautzek whispered. It is not. Commander Torres arrives. Commander Liara Torres entered the observation deck. Sir, she said, we have a situation. Hale turned. Report. We captured the captain, but the inner circle is still free, and they have stolen something from the station. Hale frowned. What did they take? Torres activated a holo screen. A small object appeared, glowing, crystalline, pulsing with deep purple energy. This, she said, is the Kezer Shard. Hale nodded grimly. I've heard of it, a device that can power or destroy entire stations. Torres continued. They stole it 2 hours ago, likely to use it against humans, maybe even against their own council. Hale clenched his jaw. So they want to start a full-scale war. Torres nodded once. Yes, sir, and they're planning it right now. Hale looked through the glass at Rautzek. Did you know about this? Rautzek's eyes widened. No, the inner circle is insane, but even I did not think they would go this far. Hale's voice hardened. If this device detonates, thousands die, humans and aliens. Rautzek stepped forward. Let me talk to the council, he pleaded. They will listen to me. Hale considered it. You think you can help? Rautzek nodded firmly. If the inner circle attacks humans, the council loses everything. They must stop this. They must know the truth. They must hear it from me. Hale paused. He hated trusting an alien responsible for attacking his people, but humans were not blindly vengeful. Humans chose logic. Humans chose justice. Fine, Hale said, but I'm watching you. Council chamber, shock and confusion. The hologram of Captain Raltsek appeared. Aliens gasped. Some flinched, some looked ashamed. Raltsek bowed his head. Council members, he began, I misled you, I lied, I fired first, the humans are right. The chamber erupted, you lied to us. You caused this war, you betrayed us. Raltsek raised a hand. Yes, but something worse is happening. The inner circle has taken the Kezar shard. All 12 species froze. The council chair trembled. That device is unstable. If activated, it will kill us all, Vohin finished. Raltsek nodded gravely. They want to frame the humans. They want a war that cannot be stopped. The chair spoke carefully. Where are they now? Raltsek took a breath. They are hiding inside the old mining district. Deep tunnels, shielded walls, enough space to launch the device. General Zarthos slammed the table. We must send troops. Elder Vohin shook his head. Troops will never reach them in time. Those tunnels are a maze. Only humans move fast enough. Only humans take risks. Only humans. He looked at the glowing hologram of Admiral Hale behind Raltsek. Can stop this. The chamber fell silent. Aliens had never admitted this before. They needed humans. Human and alien alliance, an impossible scene. Minutes later, Hale and Torres stood in the council chamber, physically teleported by human transporters. Aliens stared at them with fear and hope. The chair spoke softly. Humans, we ask for your help. Torres raised an eyebrow. So now you listen. The chair bowed its head. We have no choice. Hale stepped forward. This isn't about humans versus aliens. This is about stopping zealots who want war. He pointed to the holo map. Give us full access to the mining district. No restrictions. My people will handle the inner circle. General Zarthos snapped. You cannot go alone. My soldiers will join you. Hale nodded. Good, but understand this once we start. We do not stop. Vohin smiled faintly. That is why we trust you. The descent into darkness, human marines, alien soldiers, and Hale himself rode a fast lift into the mining district. The walls were jagged stone, carved with old machinery and thick shadows. Torres checked her scanner. Shard energy signature is strong. They're powering it. Hale's voice was ice. Then we move faster. One alien soldier hesitated. Are humans always this calm before danger? Torres smirked. No, this is us being nervous. The alien blinked in terror. They reached a massive underground doorway. Beyond it, the inner circle. The inner circle's last stand inside a cavern. The glowing Kezar shard hovered above a metal ring, humming dangerously. If it overloaded, the station would collapse. The inner circle leader saw Hale. Deathworlders, he roared. You will not control the galaxy. We will cleanse you. Hale stepped forward. You are about to kill your own people. They are weak, the leader spat. They bend to humans. We will rise again. Hale lifted his weapon. Not today. The cave exploded into battle. Humans fought with precision. Aliens fought with fury. Together they pushed deeper. The inner circle fought like fanatics, desperate, reckless, screaming. A beam fired toward the Kezar shard. No, Torres shouted. Raltsek, who had insisted on joining, leaped forward, pushing her aside. The beam struck him. He collapsed. Hale caught him. Why? Hale whispered. Raltsek smiled weakly. To stop the war I started. He pointed to the device. Hale the shard, its core, remove it. Then he went still. Hale stood, eyes hard. Torres, cover me. He ran straight toward the shard. The shard stops beating. Hale reached the device, grabbed the glowing core with both hands. Heat burned through his gloves. He didn't let go. He pulled, and with a crack of energy, the shard powered down. Avern fell silent. The inner circle stared in horror. No, impossible. Hale turned to them. You wanted war. Instead, you get justice. Human marines surrounded the remaining extremists. It was over. The aftermath. Back in the council chamber, aliens stood as Hale placed the disabled shard on the table. Torres spoke clearly. The threat is over. The extremists have been arrested. The council chair looked at Hale. For centuries, we thought you were reckless, emotional, dangerous. Hale said nothing, but now we see you are the only ones brave enough to stop this. Vohin stepped forward. You have earned respect of the council and perhaps a new place among us. Hale nodded slightly. We seek peace, nothing more. The chair bowed. For the first time, we believe you, but Hale's eyes hardened. The war isn't over yet. Everyone turned. Hale finished. Someone helped the inner circle. Someone outside the station. Someone powerful. Torres whispered, a new enemy. Hale nodded. And we're going to find them. The council chamber was quiet, too quiet. The defeated inner circle members had been taken away. The Kezar shard sat disabled in front of everyone, yet a heavy tension lingered in the air like a storm waiting behind the stars. Admiral Marcus Hale stood at the center of the chamber, arms crossed, eyes dark with thought. The council chair finally broke the silence. You said someone helped the inner circle, someone outside the station. Who? Hale didn't answer at first. He studied every alien face slowly, one by one, as if searching for a crack in the wall. Commander Torres stepped beside him. We analyzed the shard's energy patterns, she said. The inner circle couldn't activate it alone. They had help. General Zarthos hissed. Help from who? They are a small cult. They have little power. Torres shook her head. This wasn't small power. This was military-level engineering, high-level access, someone with resources and political influence. A cold wave passed over the room. Elder Vohan stared into the glowing reflection of the shard. The inner circle always desired war, he said, but they lacked equipment, they lacked ships, they lacked intelligence. The chair whispered someone provided it. Hale nodded slowly. And I have a theory who it is. The entire chamber leaned forward. The shadow on the holoscreen. Hale touched his wrist device. A hologram flickered to life, grainy footage of communication logs intercepted by humans before arriving. The images were blurry, pixelated, but the voice was clear, deep, smooth, dangerous, a voice that chilled even the council members. You will arm them, the voice said. You will give them the shard, and when the humans strike, the council will collapse. Torres zoomed in. The speaker was tall, armored. Wrapped in a dark cloak, only glowing red eyes were visible. Elder Vohan gasped. No, it cannot be. General Zarthos whispered the name like a curse. The Drakshar. The room erupted in panic. Who are the Drakshar? The Drakshar, a species the council feared more than humans, a species that never joined diplomacy, never signed peace treaties, never bowed to anyone, an empire that lived in the dark sectors of space, a place where no council ship dared to enter. The chair spoke in horror. They were exiled centuries ago. Exiled, Hale said, but not erased. Torres continued. They want chaos, they want the council to fall. The inner circle was just their tool. General Zarthos slammed his clawed fist. If Drakshar are involved, then this is not just a political crisis. This is the beginning of a galactic war, Vohan finished. Hale nodded. And they want humans blamed. The Drakshar's real plan. Hale projected another intercepted message. This one clearer, more direct. The Drakshar commander spoke. The humans will strike the council will strike the humans, and then we rise from the ashes. Torres explained they planned a war between you and us so they could swoop in and take everything. The Zalvani representative slapped his forehead. We were fools. No, Hale corrected. You were manipulated. Chair collapsed back into its seat. What do humans intend to do now? Hale's eyes hardened. Hunt them. A divided council, but not everyone agreed. No, shouted the insectoid delegate. We cannot join humans in a fight. They are too unpredictable. We are already fighting them. Another hissed. They just don't know it yet. The Zalvani representative glared at Hale. Your presence here still threatens us. Torres stepped forward, voice steady. You need us. We need you. Drakshar wants both sides to destroy each other. But the delegates argued louder, more chaotic. Humans should leave. They caused this mess. The Drakshar targeted us because of them. Hale watched them silently, then he spoke, quiet but cutting through the noise. You think humans caused this? Silence. You think humans wanted this war? More silence. Hale's voice became sharp as a blade. No, we survived your attack. We stopped your extremists. We saved your station, and now we offer help. He stepped closer, because humans don't abandon allies even when those allies never wanted us. The chamber fell dead silent. Hale sighed deeply. But if you choose fear over unity, then we walk away and you deal with the Drakshar alone. The entire council froze because none of them wanted that. A secret offer. After the meeting, Elder Vohan approached Hale privately. You speak with strength, Vohan said, but also with patience, a rare combination. Hale nodded. We didn't come to conquer, we came to protect our people, nothing more. Vohan lowered his voice. I believe the Drakshar are already here on the station. Hale's eyes narrowed. How sure? Old sensors in the mining district detected unusual thermal readings, very unusual. Hale clenched his jaw. So the Drakshar were not only helping the inner circle, they are already infiltrating. Vohan nodded gravely. The council will not admit it publicly. They fear panic. Hale sighed, and if panic comes, it will be too late. Torres' discovery. Meanwhile, Commander Torres returned to the human flagship. She ran tests on the shard, reviewing its disrupted energy signatures, but she noticed something strange. It was damaged on purpose, not by Hale, not by the inner circle. Someone had sabotaged it long before humans even arrived. Someone who didn't want the shard to fully explode. Torres frowned. Why disable a weapon you want to use? Her screen flashed. A pattern emerged. It was a message hidden in the energy signature. She read it slowly. They are coming. Her heart froze. This wasn't sabotage. This was a warning left by someone inside the Drakshar. The shadow hunter back in the station. Hale walked through a dim corridor with 2 human marines. The lights flickered overhead. Cold wind passed through the air vents. Too cold. Hale stopped walking. What is it, sir? A marine asked. Hale's hand drifted to his sidearm. Something is wrong, he whispered. A shape moved in the shadows, fast, silent, predatory. A blur of silver armor and glowing red eyes emerged. Drakshar. Hale reacted instantly, firing 3 precise shots. The creature deflected them with its wrist blade. The Marines opened fire. The Drakshar moved like smoke, weaving through bullets. Its blade sliced one Marine's armor. Sparks flew. The Marine fell. Hale stepped forward, using his whole body weight to slam into the attacker. They crashed into a wall. The Drakshar hissed, "You should not have come, Deathworlder." Hale gripped the creature's arm, forcing the blade upward. "And you should pick easier targets." The creature roared. They struggled violently. Hale braced his legs and shoved the creature back. His remaining Marine fired a stun blast. The Drakshar convulsed, fell, and hit the floor. Hale breathed hard. This changes everything. The prisoner speaks. The captured Drakshar was locked inside a reinforced containment cell. Torres arrived, pale from her discovery. Hale, she said urgently, the shard wasn't damaged in battle. Someone encoded a warning in it. Hale stood still. What kind of warning? She handed him the analysis. Hale, read the words. They are coming. Torres nodded. The Drakshar aren't working alone. There's a larger force behind them, a fleet, maybe more. Hale turned toward the prisoner's cell. The creature watched him with glowing red eyes. Hale spoke calmly. You were sent to start a war, but your superiors, what are they planning next? The creature smiled, a terrifying, tooth-filled smile. You still do not understand, Deathworlder. Explain, Hale demanded. The Drakshar leaned forward. We are not coming. It paused. We are already here. The revelation sensors across the station lit up, ships emerging from hyperspace, dozens, no hundreds. Commander Torres stared at the radar screen in horror. Admiral, we've got incoming signatures. Hale stepped beside her. How many? Torres's voice shook. Too many. The station shook under the first impact. Lights flickered, alarms blared. The screen showed dark ships surrounding the station like a swarm of predators. Vohan's panicked voice echoed through the comms. Hale, the Drakshar are attacking. They brought an invasion fleet. Torres whispered. They waited until we were divided. Hale clenched his fists. Not anymore. He turned to the humans. Battle stations. He turned to the aliens. Prepare your defenses. His voice thundered through every channel. The Drakshar want a war, then they picked the wrong species. The battle for the galaxy was about to begin. Space shook. The Galactic Council station trembled as shockwaves rippled across its shields. The once-calm starfield outside was now filled with shadows, massive, dark Drakshar warships moving like a swarm of predators hungry for blood. Red lights flashed across every corridor. Sirens blared. Alien citizens ran in panic, and Admiral Marcus Hale stood at the center of the chaos, completely calm. Humans had seen worse on their own planet. Drakshar would soon learn what it meant to push a Deathworlder. The first shot, Commander Liara Torres stared at the sensor display on the TDS Resolute. The radar looked like a storm, hundreds of signatures, maybe thousands. These numbers, sir, this is a full invasion force, she said, her voice low. Hale nodded slowly. They wanted us distracted, fighting each other, blaming each other. Torres tightened her jaw. They waited for the perfect moment. Hale's eyes hardened. And now the moment is over. The Drakshar fired again. A huge beam of red energy slammed into the station shields. The entire structure groaned. Inside the council chamber, delegates clung to desks as dust fell from the ceiling. General Zarthos screamed into a comm, return fire, all defensive batteries online. But the weapons on the station were weak, never built for real war, never built for Deathworlder enemies. Hale's voice burst through every speaker. Council station. Hold your lines, human fleet is engaging. The human fleet moves. The Terran Fleet shifted formation instantly. Not confused, not afraid, just ready. Ships aligned like a steel wall, their engines glowing blue like a row of burning stars. Torres turned to Hale. Orders. Hale spoke calmly. Protect the station. Disable as many ships as possible. Don't let them breach the inner ring. Every captain responded. Copy that. Understood. Humans moving to intercept. The Resolute surged forward. Human destroyers fired bursts of kinetic rounds, glowing spears of metal that tore through enemy shields like paper. Alien spectators gasped. How can their weapons be so precise? They adapt too fast. Humans, they were born for war. The Drakshar break in, but the Drakshar were ready. Several of their cruiser-sized vessels broke formation and dove toward the station like black arrows. Inside the hangars, alien pilots panicked. They're coming straight for us. They're going to ram the bay. Where are the humans? Then a new voice cut through. We're here. Captain Nadia Reese stepped out of a human dropship with 20 Marines behind her. Her armor was dented from the last fight, but her eyes were sharp. Set up firing lines, she shouted. Anyone who comes through that door, fire. She pointed at the doors, shaking violently as Drakshar boarding claws pierced the metal. Protect the civilians, no retreat. Alien soldiers stared at humans. You will fight them head-on. Reese shrugged. That's the only direction humans know. The door exploded. Drakshar warriors poured in, armored monsters with red eyes and razor blades for arms. Reese fired first, so did her entire squad. The hangar turned into fire and metal. Inside the council chamber, the council chair shouted over the alarms. Evacuate, evacuate. The hangars are compromised. Elder Vohan slammed his fist. Evacuate where? The Drakshar fleet surrounds us. Panic grew. Some tried to run, some cried, some begged. The Zalvani representative pointed at Hale angrily. This is your fault. They came for you. Hale stepped forward, eyes blazing. No, his voice was cold, controlled, lethal. They came because you were weak. You allowed extremists to grow. You ignored warning signs. You lied to your own people. He took another step, and now that someone stronger stands beside you, you blame us. The Zalvani shrank back, ashamed. Vohan spoke up. Admiral, what do we do? Hale looked at the hologram of the battlefield. Stop running, stop hiding, stand with us. Torres's voice echoed through the comms. Drakshar cruisers breaching Section 7. Hale turned to the council. Send your forces to support our Marines. Mobilize what remains of your fleet. And open every door in the station to my soldiers. General Zarthos raised his weapon. Councils do not obey humans. Hale's tone dropped like a hammer. Then die. The room froze. The chair whispered, no, he is right. And for the first time the council obeyed. Station battle, chaos everywhere in the corridors of the massive station. Humans and aliens fought side by side. Human marines ran with alien infantry. Terran combat drones hovered above them, firing beams at Drakshar intruders. A reptilian alien shouted, they are too strong, their armor regenerates. A human answered, then shoot them again. A Drakshar charged, roaring. A human pinned it against the wall, grunting. Ever fought a Deathworlder ugly? He smashed the monster's head into the bulkhead. The aliens around him stared. He wiped blood from his brow. Stick close, you'll live longer. The aliens nodded quickly. Humans weren't just warriors, they were impossible. Torres makes a discovery back on the Resolute. Torres noticed something in the battle patterns. Sir, she said urgently, the Drakshar ships, they aren't firing at our fleet. Hale frowned. Then what are they targeting? Torres zoomed the hologram, the reactor core of the station. Hale's heart dropped. If they blow the core, millions die, and the whole council collapses, Torres added. Hale turned to communications. All teams. Be advised, Drakshar objective is complete destruction of the station. They want no survivors. He pointed at the center of the hologram. They're heading for the power chamber. He looked at Torres. We're going down there. The race through fire. Hale, Torres, and 12 Marines sprinted through the burning corridors. The floor shook. Panels exploded. Sparks rained down. A blast door slammed shut in front of them. No time, Hale shouted. He kicked the manual lock. Metal cracked. The Marines heaved it open. They entered a lower engineering tunnel. It was filled with smoke and bodies. Alien engineers lay dead everywhere, claws marks across their chests. Torres covered her mouth. They killed everyone. Hale knelt beside a dying alien. The alien whispered, they are in the core. Hale stood. Move. The reactor core. The core chamber was enormous, a glowing sphere of blue energy suspended by giant metal arms. Drakshar saboteurs stood around it, planting explosives made from dark crystal. The leader turned. I warned you, Deathworlder. Hale raised his weapon. You should have killed me earlier. The Drakshar smiled. We needed you alive to see your allies fall. Not happening. The Drakshar charged. The room exploded into chaos. Torres shot 2 attackers before they reached her. Marines tackled others to the ground. Hale and the Drakshar leader clashed in the center, blade against armored fist. You are strong. The leader growled, but not enough. Hale blocked a strike. Humans aren't born strong. Another strike, we become strong. He caught the Drakshar's blade arm, and we don't stop. He twisted, snapping armor plates. The Drakshar roared. Hale slammed his forehead into its face. The monster stumbled. Hale kicked it into a power conduit. Sparks exploded around it. Fallen, defeated, Hale turned to Torres. The bombs. Torres was already on her knees, hands moving fast. I can disarm them, but I need time. Hale nodded. Everyone form a circle around her. Marines locked shields. Drakshar tried to break through. Humans pushed back, grunting, bleeding, refusing to move. Torres shouted, almost, a final beep. She ripped a crystal from the detonator. It's disarmed. Hale breathed out slowly. Good. Then the floor shook again. Torres frowned. That wasn't us. Hale looked up and froze. The Drakshar flagship arrives outside the station. A massive shadow eclipsed everything. Bigger than any warship ever built, jagged, monstrous, a fortress in space. Commander Reese whispered through comms, Admiral, the Drakshar flagship just entered the sector. Torres stared at the sensors. Sir, this ship could tear through the station in minutes. Hale clenched his fists. Then we stop it. Torres turned to him. How? Hale looked back toward the human fleet. We're taking the fight to them. He activated comms. All Terran ships form on the Resolute. He spoke to humans and aliens both. The Drakshar want to end this galaxy. Tonight we show them humans don't break. The final battle was about to begin. The giant Drakshar flagship hung in space like a floating mountain of darkness. Its hull was jagged black metal carved with red glowing symbols. The ship radiated power, old, ancient, forbidden power. The Galactic Council station shook under its presence. Inside the shattered corridors, aliens and humans alike stared at the massive shadow, fear crawling through their bodies. Commander Torres whispered, "This thing, it's bigger than anything we've ever scanned," but Admiral Marcus Hale's voice remained steady. It doesn't matter. He stared at the enormous vessel with calm determination. It bleeds, that means it can die. The human fleet prepares on board the TDS Resolute. Holographic displays flickered with battle strategies. Human captains stood at attention, awaiting Hale's orders. Listen carefully, Hale said. This ship is not just large, it controls the entire Drakshar fleet. Destroy the flagship and the rest of the invasion collapses. One captain asked, but sir, their armor is too thick, our cannons won't penetrate. Hale nodded. That's why we're not aiming for armor. He pointed to a glowing weak point on the holomap deep inside the flagship's center. Torres explained, that is the core focusing chamber. If we hit it directly, the whole ship destabilizes. Another captain frowned. That chamber is inside the ship, impossible to reach. Hale smiled slightly, the dangerous kind of smile Deathworlders showed before doing something insane. For everyone else, yes. For humans, no. A suicide mission. The human fleet formed up behind the Resolute. Commander Torres approached Hale quietly. You're planning something risky, she said. Hale didn't deny it. Someone has to get inside the flagship, disable the shields from within. We can't hit the core through the armor. Torres shook her head. You want to board that monster with what, a small strike team? Hale responded simply, with us. She stared at him, shocked but not surprised. You're insane, she whispered. Hale shrugged. Deathworlder trait. Torres smiled faintly. I'm coming with you. Of course, Hale said. Human Marines gathered around them, bruised, bloodied, exhausted, but ready. Captain Nadia Reese cracked her knuckles. Let's go kill a giant ship. Aliens around them stared in disbelief. You humans, you are going into that? Hale answered, yes, and you expect to return alive. We don't expect, Hale said. We make it happen. A desperate alliance. General Zarthos stepped forward. My soldiers volunteer to join you. Hale stared at him. You sure? Zarthos lowered his head. We owe you a debt, and I have never seen courage like yours. Torres raised an eyebrow. Then stay close. Humans attract danger. Zarthos muttered, so we have learned. The boarding begins. Several human drop ships flew towards the massive flagship. The Drakshar opened fire, beams of red energy slicing through space. Hale shouted, evasive maneuvers. The dropship dodged wildly. A blast hit a nearby shuttle. It exploded into fragments. Inside the human craft, Marines held onto the walls. Reese yelled, we're close, brace for breach. The ship slammed into the flagship's hull with a deafening impact. A massive circular cutting tool attached to the front of the shuttle glowed bright. It carved through the dark armor like a hot blade through ice. The metal fell inward, opening a way. Hale took a deep breath. Move. Inside the beast, the corridors of the Drakshar flagship were cold, twisted, built from black metal that looked almost alive. Red veins pulsed along the walls. Zarthos shivered. This is not technology. This is something else. Hale pushed forward. Stay focused. Suddenly a Drakshar warrior dropped from the ceiling, roaring. Reese fired instantly. The creature fell. More emerged from the shadows. The battle became close, brutal. Sparks flew. Screams echoed. Human armor cracked. Alien claws tore metal, but the humans kept pushing, step by step, wound by wound, refusing to fall. The core chamber, after what felt like hours, they reached an enormous chamber glowing with red energy. In the center floated a pulsing sphere, the focusing chamber. Hale pointed. There, that's the weak point. Torres scanned it. But the barrier, it's reinforced by something I've never seen. Reese stepped forward. Then we break it. Hale raised his weapon. No, we overload it. He looked at Torres. Set charges on the support pylons. She nodded. On it. But as she ran forward, a booming voice echoed, you will go no further, Deathworlders. A massive Drakshar commander stepped out of the shadows, larger than any they had seen, armored like a living fortress, eyes burning red like molten fire. Hale whispered, finally, someone worth punching. The final fight. The Drakshar leader charged. Hale dodged left barely. The creature smashed the ground where Hale had stood, cracking the floor. Zarthos and Reese opened fire. The monster shrugged off the bullets. Torres shouted, Hale, we distract, you plant charges. Hale nodded. Reese with me. They split. The commander roared and swung at Reese. She ducked, rolled, and fired a blast straight into its throat. The creature staggered but didn't fall. Hale leaped onto its back, slamming a shock grenade into its armor. It detonated. The Drakshar screamed as sparks exploded across its plates. Torres yelled, Hale now. He jumped off, sprinting to the core supports. He slammed explosive pods onto the glowing metal. 1, 2, 3. The Drakshar commander regained its balance, furious. It charged straight for Hale. Reese yelled, Hale, move. He dove aside as the creature smashed into the wall. Torres finished the last charge. That's it, all charges planted. Hale shouted, fall back. The Marines retreated. The Drakshar commander crawled toward Hale, bleeding red smoke. You are relentless. Hale aimed at its face. We're human. He pulled the trigger. The monster fell. The escape. The flagship began shaking violently. Torres screamed, charges detonating in 10 seconds. Hale grabbed her wrist. Move. The core exploded behind them, red shockwaves tearing through the chamber. Fire erupted. The walls started collapsing. Humans and aliens sprinted through the flaming corridors. A Marine shouted, dropship is gone. The blast destroyed it. Torres turned pale. Then how do we escape? Hale pointed upward. A massive hole in the hull exposed to space. The Resolute is above us. We jump. Everyone stared at him like he'd lost his mind. Reese said, that's the stupidest idea you've ever had. Hale nodded, and the only one. He activated his suit thrusters. On my mark. 3, 2, 1, jump. They launched themselves upward into open space. The vacuum yanked them out. They spun wildly. The Resolute's tractor beams locked onto them, pulled them in. The flagship behind them exploded into a burning star, ripped apart from the inside. The end of the Drakshar attack. Without their flagship, the Drakshar fleet faltered. Ships drifted. Some exploded. Some tried to flee. The human fleet seized the moment, precise, powerful, deadly, in minutes. The entire invasion force was crushed. Commander Reese stood on the Resolute's bridge, wiping blood from her cheek. Admiral, it's over. Hale nodded. No, it begins. Torres frowned. What do you mean? Hale stared at the stars. The Drakshar didn't attack alone. Someone helped them, someone powerful, someone hidden. He turned toward the council station where alien leaders watched in stunned silence. We won today, but the real enemy is still out there. The council responds. The council chair stepped forward. Humans, beyond any doubt, you saved us. Elder Vohan bowed. You have our respect, our trust, and our alliance. Hale answered, then listened carefully. He pointed to the destroyed flagship remains. The Drakshar are planning something bigger than invasion, a shadow war with hidden allies. Torres added, they want to collapse the galaxy, and this was only the first chapter. The chair stared in fear. What do we do? Hale responded, you stand with us or you fall alone. The final words. The galaxy was quiet again, but not peaceful. The war had changed everything. Humans were no longer underestimated, no longer ignored, no longer disrespected. They had become something else, a force no empire could ever break. And as Hale stood on the bridge, watching drifting stars, he whispered, this fight isn't over. We just survived round one. Torres stepped beside him. What now? Hale smiled softly. We hunt the shadows.